Hello and welcome to the first of the soldering tutorials. In this first tutorial we're just going to run through what you're going to need to set yourself up ready for soldering. So you need to watch the video, make a few notes and make sure that you're ready to solder, and the second video then will take you through the first soldering process. Okay, so stage number one then. Our first concern, as always, is safety. So you need to make sure that when you start soldering or start setting yourself up for soldering, that the area around you is completely free of any bits of work or other people's pencil cases, bags, that kind of stuff. So general workshop safety applies. You're going to be using soldering irons, which are these things here, and they get extremely hot. Okay, so there's a number of things that could go wrong here. Of course, you could burn yourself. So with your soldering iron, you want to make sure that you don't touch the tip, which is this bit here, or any of the metal parts. Okay, so if you burn yourself, you're going to need to run your hand or the area of the burn underneath a cold running tap for about 10 minutes. You can, of course, touch the orange part. Okay, so that's the main thing that could happen with your soldering iron. There's also the trailing wires, so if you're using the soldering irons or you've set one up yourself, you need to make sure that any wires are not in a position where somebody else could trip over them. Okay, you also need to make sure that you have with you your bag of components. Every student will get a bag of components, and there are just enough components in there to complete your printed circuit board, but there are no spares. So you need to make sure that you don't lose any of the bits and pieces, and some of them really are tiny. So if I just show you this bag here, some of them really are very, very small. You can see those there, and they are very likely to get lost if you take them out of the bag when you don't need them. So the only thing out of the bag should be the bit you're using. And you need to make sure that you've clearly named your bag so that somebody else doesn't go in accidentally and take your bits and pieces, and keep the bag with you really, so somebody else doesn't accidentally take the stuff that you're going to need. Alright, so set yourself up with your bag, make sure the area is clear, set yourself up with a soldering iron and make sure the wire is nice and neatly tucked away. And then what I want you to do is dampen the sponge. So this thing here, okay, that's damp. It's not completely wet, it's just damp. The reason for that will become clear in a little bit. Okay, so once you're set up, you can go on to the next video.